You were flying, you were in mid-air, and then suddenly you know there's a big problem. How did it start? I mean, when did you know you were in trouble?
Well, when the Mayday call went out, but that was a pretty good clue. It was just me and the pilot in it, you know.
So there's just two people on the plane?
Yeah.
And you hear him make a Mayday call. Now, that is quite a moment in a man's life.
Yeah. And I say, what's wrong? And he explains, we're losing not just control, but, of course, we're going to crash. Initially, it was denial. This really can't be happening. Surely this is a bad dream and I'm going to wake up in a minute. Then it's a sort of strange sort of terror, I suppose. No, I don't think that's an exaggeration. As it got closer, a strange resignation. And I did have a vision of what it was going to be like. I sort of imagined a bang on the head and blackness, and that was it. It was almost like a premonition of what it might be. And then the noise, a huge bang. And then, almost in slow motion, the plane goes over. So the whole world's going like this, and then you stop. But that wasn't the scariest bit. I remember thinking then, oh, we're covered in fuel. So I thought, this blooming thing's is gonna burn, and nobody will ever know that I survived the crash.
The pilot was badly injured as well.
He wasn't hurt as badly as I was in terms of bone breaks, but he had a lot more cuts, and you know, he bled pretty heavily. And it took them a long time to get him out of the wreckage. He was trapped in the metal. But he was taken to a different hospital.
How long were you coming down for a moment of Mayday
5 minutes or so.
I mean, that's an incredibly long time.
It's a long time.
To be thinking about your potential death.
Yeah, it's a long time. It was a long time.
You've said that as that process was happening, you thought about texting your family.
Do I text people? Do I ring people? And then I thought, no, wouldn't it be awful? Particularly if you did, you know, snuff it a few minutes later. These sort of messages would haunt them. I thought it would be the wrong thing to do. I also reasoned that anything I did or anything I said would be a distraction to the fella who was brushed up against my left arm, and I reasoned that he didn't want to die any more than I did. So for once in my life, the right thing to do was to sit there and say absolutely nothing.
So, you know, this sort of cliche, your life flashes before you, but it actually did. And you began thinking about random stuff like ex-girlfriends.
All sorts of things went through my mind like that.
I mean, only you, as you're plummeting to your death, would be thinking about sex, Nigel.
Well, that wasn't... That's maybe taking it a bit far.
What other inference can we take?
But I was thinking about relationships that had gone wrong, that had gone right.
You were thinking about women as you plummeted?
I thought about that. I thought about family as well. I thought about all those things.
God forbid I'm ever in that situation.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine, as it's darting down to my potential death, that I'm able to sit back and go, wow. I remember Rachel.
It was.
Dolores.
You're in the right territory, but slightly the wrong inference.
Right.
And then at the end I thought, God, what a blooming mess this is going to leave behind for everybody.